Hey guys, here are 10 life-changing moments that will restore your faith in humanity. Number 10, the spirit of Martha. In April of 2014, 26-year-old American Jerry Isaac lived up to his name during the Boston Marathon. He was running along with thousands of other people when suddenly he heard a loud bang followed by another. Looking around, he saw smoke rising in the distance and soon realized bombs had exploded near the finish line. People were injured everywhere. Seeing how serious the situation was, Jared, like many others, wanted to help, but he didn't know how. He considered running away, but then decided to go back. As he got closer to the scene of the crime, he noticed a young man lying on the ground in a bad way. Blood was coming out of his mouth and he had no face. When he tried to speak, all that came out was a gurgle. Quickly assessing the situation, Jared knew this man wouldn't make it if he didn't get to the hospital fast. So without hesitation, he carried him across the finish line and into the waiting ambulance. This saved the man's life. It turned out he was only 20 years old and had lost both legs in the bombing. Despite their difficult situation, the two kept in touch after the tragedy. And today, they're best friends. Number 9, human check. On June 2013, this photo was taken in Bulgaria. It shows a group of complete strangers holding hands to rescue a family who had been caught in a rip current. They formed a human chain in the water in an attempt to pull the 3 people back to safety. Fortunately, they were successful in their mission and nobody drowned. The man who took the photo later wrote on Facebook, "I was on vacation with my family at the Black Sea coast in Bulgaria and witnessed an amazing scene. A mother, a father, and their little daughter were being pulled away from the shore by a strong current. People immediately reacted. Without a second thought about their own safety, several men jumped into the water and formed a human chain in order to save the family. Thanks to these brave people, the tragedy was avoided." No! 8. The homeless man. 25-year-old Diego Estrada was working hard to pay for a new computer so he could learn English better. To do so, he cleaned tables at a local McDonald's. One day, he found something very strange on the floor. It was a wallet full of cash. He turned it in to the manager and waited for its owner to return. They never did, so he just assumed they weren't coming back for it. Little did he know, though, the owner was looking everywhere for the wallet. She even put up a big reward for its return. After hearing about the situation, Digu told the owner he had it and returned it to her. Even though he really needed the money, his honesty paid off. The woman gave him $2,000 and everyone at McDonald's chipped in to buy him a new computer. Number 7, overnight mission. After living in his house for over 30 years, World War II veteran Joseph Beliveau was stunned to come home and see his front yard destroyed, his mailbox, flower beds, and fence had all been torn up, and the lawn was covered in trash. Angry teenagers had used his yard as a party venue and completely trashed it. Seeing as he was 82 years old, he didn't feel capable of cleaning it all up himself. Unfortunately, he also didn't have any money to hire someone to do it. Luckily, a neighbor saw what had happened and asked her husband to take a few photos and post them online. Soon, hundreds of volunteers showed up ready to help. In less than 12 hours, the whole yard was cleaned up and the house looked better than ever. A local landscaper even came and built him a rock garden in place of his flower beds. Number 6, taxi driver. During the 2015 terrorist attack in Paris, French taxi driver Amos Seguer refused to let anyone pay for a cab ride. He drove non-stop from the airport to the city center, transporting terrified passengers for free. He said he couldn't bring himself to charge people who were already traumatized by the attacks. He also criticized the government for not doing more to help people. "I don't understand why they haven't closed the airspace in the border. People are afraid and are going to leave Paris. We should be supporting them." During the worst of the crisis, he made around 40 free trips a day. Although he didn't earn any money during that time, he said he didn't care. Number 5, children's donation. When 4-year-old Rafi pulled up to school in a brand new Porsche, his classmates thought he was the coolest kid there. But soon they found out his father had lost everything in a fire, and they wanted to help. Even though they were poor themselves, they emptied their piggy banks and donated $28 to their friend so he could buy something nice. When Rafa told his dad about the donation, the man cried. He had never met such generous children and was proud to have raised such a kind son. No. 4. Lifted train. On November 18, 2015, part of a train track in Taiwan collapsed. This left a man stuck underneath one of the cars. At first, the people around didn't know what to do, but soon an incredible idea came up. Everyone started pushing and lifting the train until it was finally free. Once the man was removed from underneath, he was rushed to the hospital. Although he had suffered a concussion, he survived the ordeal. Many believe that if these people hadn't come to the rescue, he would have died. No. 3. Free open heart surgery. A doctor from India named Sandeep Galeria performed open heart surgery on a poor woman without charging her for it. He saw that she was desperate to receive treatment for her sick heart and didn't want to stand in her way. Unfortunately, this doctor isn't the norm. Many people in India can't afford basic medical treatment and have to resort to extreme measures when they re-sick. But luckily, this woman ended up in good hands. Number 2. Olympic runner. During the 2012 London Olympics, something incredible happened. 2 runners fell down, but the other athletes helped them up and escorted them to the finish line. This is unheard of in such a competitive event, but the other athletes felt it was the right thing to do. One of the runners later said, "We're all competitors, but we're also friends. We've spent a lot of time together. I knew the British girls would be there for me, and I knew I would be there for them." Number 1. A man from Wales named John Byrne was shocked to hear that his neighbor was 90 years old and still working as a security guard to pay for his retirement. So he did something incredible. He went online and started a crowdfunding campaign to raise money for the man. He hoped to raise £2,000, but ended up raising 10 times that amount. That's why it's always important to be kind to your neighbors. You never know what they're going through. In the end, John was able to retire and spend his golden years relaxing with his wife. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Follow and subscribe VibrantPositivity for motivational videos.